Welcome to Signature TV News. I am Barry Kumo Ado. First, let's take a look at the headlines. Nigerian Foreign Affairs Minister calls for cooperation with China on key areas. NIMET predicts 3-day thunderstorms, rain from Sunday. On the foreign scene, Israel's Netanyahu believes U.S. arms delivery dispute will be resolved soon. In sports, 2-time champion Andy Murray to miss Wimbledon after undergoing operation. Now the news in detail. Energy, agriculture and infrastructure development are key areas for cooperation with China, Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tagat said on Sunday. Tagat, who is paying an official visit to China from June 19th to 26th, co-chaired the first session of a China-Nigeria Intergovernmental Committee with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi in Beijing on Friday. Tagat, who shared the outcome of his visits to China so far, as well as his assessment of the bilateral ties, said the joint Intergovernmental Committee meeting is an outcome of an agreement signed between Nigeria and China in 2021.
A number one oil producer in Africa, produces gas as well, LNG. We have a 6-train LNG. We also export agricultural products from sesame to ginger to you name it, palm oil. But at the same time, we import a lot of finished products from China, and China has been investing heavily in infrastructure development.
The China-Nigeria Intergovernmental Committee is the first committee mechanism established between China and African countries. The two countries have enjoyed a vigorous bilateral cooperation in various areas, according to the foreign minister. Official data showed that Nigeria-China trade volume reached $22.6 billion in 2023, making Nigeria China's third largest trading partner in Africa. Governor Peter Mbah of ENUGU State on Saturday advised youths to embrace leadership, entrepreneurial and innovative spirit to move the state and Nigeria forward. Mbah gave the advice in ENUGU during the 2024 ENUGU Leadership and Business Summit organized by ENUGU Innovative Youths. Our correspondent Chinemere Mikegbunam reports.
The 2024 ENUGU Leadership and Business Summit is tagged "The Role of Youths in Building a New ENUGU." The governor encouraged the youth to pursue greatness and cultivate the mindset of lifelong learning to enable them achieve their dreams in life. Addressing the youth at the summit held at University of Nigeria, ENUGU campus, the governor extolled the energy the youth brought to the summit, saying that the gathering showed incredible powers that lied within the youth. The governor, represented by Secretary to the state government, Chidebere Onya, added that the theme resonated deeply with their collective aspirations. According to him, this underscores the pivotal role played in reshaping the destiny of Enugu State, whether through entrepreneurship, advocacy, or public service. He emphasized on the need for every youth to be innovative through entrepreneurship, art, advocacy, or public service skills, insisting that youth should always engage themselves with how to become relevant in the society.
Greatest achievements often arise from synergy. The fusion of diverse talents and perspectives working together towards a common goal. And finally, service, which is what most people that go into the public sector strive to do. Service. As you leave the summit today, I challenge each of you to reflect on the impact you wish to have on our state and on our world.
The convener of the summit, Reverend Chimaobi Aniwanne, expressed optimism that the summit will afford the youth an ample opportunity to be better equipped with the knowledge and skill set to impact their generation for global competitiveness.
We are not doing this to catabolize the nation. We are doing this to anabolize want to build the confidence of the youth and tell them that they can do it. Why I brought up my favorite, because some people may be asking, is a pastor, is he a politician, is a pastor? This is not politics, this is governance.
Some members of the State House of Representatives added their voices in solving the needs of youth in the society.
We want the government to have a good policy that will hold on to the youth of this nation. You can remember those days when they said the Nigerian youths are lazy, which includes me and you. We are trying to change the narrative. We are not lazy. The only thing we need is the government policy that will favor every Nigerian.
We believe that a partnership with them will go a long way in setting a way forward for our youth.
The summit is a training ground and a pointer for better ENUGU for the benefit of the present and the next generation. Highlights of the event include the presentation of 100,000 naira each to the youths for their education and also the presentation of the Best Innovation Award of the Year to Governor Peter Mbah. Chinemeremi Kebunam for Signature Television. The
Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry has expressed deep concern over the persistent rise in commodity prices. The Chamber's president, Emeka Obegulu, in a statement said the daily price increments were adversely affecting small-scale business owners and escalating poverty levels. According to Obegulu, official National Bureau of Statistics records indicated a staggering 35.41% food inflation rate in May 2023. He said that on-ground observations suggest that the actual food inflation rate exceeded 50%, highlighting the severity of the situation and its dire impact on livelihoods. Obegulu said the chamber provided support services in training and advocacy to help local businesses navigate challenges and seize opportunities in the food sector to impact its members. He said that the distressing situation made necessities such as food, housing and healthcare increasingly unattainable, pushing numerous households to the brink of poverty and extreme deprivation. Obegulu, the organized private sector leader in the FCT and environs, emphasized the urgent need for government intervention to address the escalating food crisis. According to the president, the economic situation also adversely affected the business community, particularly farmers and agricultural product sellers. It therefore called for urgent measures to stabilize food prices, enhance food security, and alleviate Nigerians' economic burden. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has predicted thundery and rainy weather conditions from Sunday to Tuesday across the country. NIMET's weather outlook, released on Saturday in Abuja, forecast morning thunderstorms on Sunday over parts of Gombe, Bauchi, Borno, Adamawa, Jigawa, Taraba, and Kaduna states. According to NIMET, the southern cities are expected to witness morning rains, particularly in parts of Imo, Ogun, Ondo, Delta, Edo, Cross River, Bayelsa, and Lagos states. The agency anticipated thunderstorms to be accompanied with rains over parts of Ogun, Ondo, Edo, Delta, Imo, Ebonyi, Cross River, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, and Lagos states in the afternoon and or evening hours. NIMET envisaged morning thunderstorms over parts of Taraba, Adamawa, Katsina, Sokoto, Kebbi, Bauchi, and Kaduna states on Tuesday. It has advised the public to take adequate precaution as strong winds might precede the rains in areas where thunderstorms were likely to occur. It urged airline operators to get updated weather reports and forecasts from NIMET for effective planning in their operations. The presidency has called on Nigerians to embrace subsistence farming to address the challenge of rising costs of food. The Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, made the call at a meeting with a group of online editors under the aegis of the Association of Corporate Online Editors in Abuja. According to Onanuga, the government is investing in agriculture to make things available and affordable, noting that as individuals, everyone has a role to play. ENUGU acknowledged that things were not working as President Bola Tinubu planned, but however assured that in the next 12 months, Nigerians will begin to see the results of the government's efforts for the country's benefit. ENUGU assured the association of robust relationship towards dissemination of news in line with global best practices. The association's chairman, Martin Sodiete, in a statement issued on Saturday in Abuja, emphasized the importance of partnership with the presidential media team at a time Nigerians are eager for essential information from the government. President Bola Tinubu has directed that all civil servants who are drawing salaries from the government after relocating abroad should be made to refund the money. The president also directed that the supervisors and department heads of the culprits must also be punished for aiding and abetting the fraud under their watch. Tinubu gave the directive on Saturday at the award night organized by the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation to commemorate the 2024 Civil Service Week. The event was also to honor some outstanding civil servants in core ministries. Represented by Senator George Akume, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the President expressed dismay over the attitude of the ghost workers. He reiterated that government would take appropriate measures to ensure they were punished and the money refunded to government treasury. The President acknowledged the challenges in the civil service sector and reiterated his commitment to address them for optimal performance. Still to come, Nigerian embassy rescued 24 victims of sexual violence in Senegal. Protesters rally to demand closure of U.S. airbase in Germany. Two-time champion Andy Murray will miss Wimbledon after undergoing an operation. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're still watching Signature TV News. The combined operatives of Nigerian Embassy and a Senegalese-based NGO have in an overnight operation rescued 24 Nigerian girls who were subjected to sexual exploitation in Tambacounda and Kédougou regions of Senegal. The acting ambassador in the Nigerian Embassy in Dakar, Senegal, Saliu Abubakar, who disclosed this on Sunday, said the girls, mostly underage, ranging between the ages of 11, 13, and 24, are being trafficked to Senegal through Cotonou, Republic of Benin, and also Mali to Senegal border for the purpose of sexual exploitation in the region. Abubakar said preliminary investigation revealed that most of the girls who were school dropouts were from Edo and Delta, adding that a few of them were from Imo and Abia, while two others were from Plateau. The however said of the 24, 22 were already repatriated weeks ago, while the two other ladies were repatriated to Nigeria on Saturday. The diplomats could not immediately give the details of the health status of the victims and other information regarding the time they spent while undergoing sexual exploitation in Senegal. He said that the successful repatriation of the girls to Nigeria was a clear indication of a strengthened international cooperation in combating human trafficking between the embassy and the Senegalese-based NGO Free the Slaves. On the foreign scene, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Sunday told his cabinet he was hopeful an arms delivery dispute with the United States will be resolved soon after it publicly criticized U.S. administration. Netanyahu released a video last week in which the Prime Minister said the Biden administration was holding weapons and ammunition to Israel. The video led to a row with the White House. President Joe Biden's administration paused a shipment of £2,000 and £500 bombs in May over concerns about their impact if used in densely populated areas of Gaza. Israel was still due to get billions of dollars worth of U.S. weaponry. In a rare account of normally private diplomatic conversations, Netanyahu also said he told U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken that it was inconceivable that in the past few months, Washington was withholding weapons and ammunition to Israel. The White House on Thursday said it was deeply disappointed over Netanyahu's criticism amidst tensions between the two allies over Israel's war in Gaza. Netanyahu explained during Sunday's cabinet meeting that his public statement came after long weeks of private attempts to have the U.S. speed up arms deliveries, and that he was willing to take personal attacks for the security of the State of Israel, referring to the U.S. anger over his move. Yemen's armed Houthi group said on Saturday that armed forces had launched ballistic missiles at the U.S. aircraft carrier Eisenhower in northern Red Sea, whereas U.S. officials denied being attacked. In a statement aired by Houthi-run Al Masirah TV, Houthi military spokesman Yahya Serrer said that the Armed Forces Missile Force carried out an operation targeting the American aircraft carrier Eisenhower in the northern Red Sea with several ballistic and cruise missiles, and the operation achieved its goals successfully. However, there is currently no evidence to confirm that the aircraft carrier was indeed attacked. This is the second claim attack by Houthis targeting the U.S. aircraft carrier Eisenhower in the Red Sea in less than a month. The first attack against a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier was on May 31st, in which the U.S. military didn't comment. On the same day, the U.S. Central Command said its forces destroyed 3 unmanned boats of Houthi in the Red Sea during the past 24 hours, adding that the armed forces launched 3 anti-ship ballistic missiles from their controlled areas to the Gulf of Aden, but there are no casualties or significant damage. Australian police says they are investigating an incident at a Australia Police Assistant Commissioner Scott Duval told reporters that footage from the scene showed it was not a random attack. It said no one was injured in the altercation among the group of boys, but a 77-year-old woman may have fallen during the evacuation and suffered a fracture, and a girl believed to be 14 years of age may also have been injured during the process. The incident comes less than 3 months after a man attacked shoppers with a knife at another Westfield mall in Sydney, killing 6 people. Protesters from Germany, Austria and France have rallied in the southwestern German city of Kaiserslautern on Saturday, demanding the closure of the Ramstein air base of the U.S. Air Force nearby and urging Western countries to pursue peaceful solutions to the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Later in the day, nearly 1,000 protesters gathered at the downtown area of Kaiserslautern. Delivering speeches and singing peaceful songs, the protesters condemned the moves of the U.S. and other Western powers to escalate the war and impact regional stability and peace. They say that since the conflict between Russia and Ukraine started in February 2022, the United States has been gradually upgrading its military support for Ukraine, leading to a prolonged and intensified situation. Besides, the protesters charged that the U.S. has been stirring up regional tensions in recent years, causing significant harm to European countries. They called on all parties involved in the Russian-Ukrainian conflict to engage in negotiations and resolve the crisis by diplomatic means. Built in 1951, the Ramstein Air Base, located in the German state of Rhineland-Palatinate, is NATO's largest air base in Europe and the base of U.S. Air Force in Europe. Led by the U.S., the base plays a critical role in relaying all drone signals for the United States. From 2009 to 2015, the U.S. launched 473 attacks outside war zones in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria, mainly drone attacks, causing a great number of civilian deaths. Hundreds of passengers have been stranded in UK's Manchester airport on Sunday after a power cut in the area caused widespread disruptions, flight cancellations, and severe delays. A significant number of flights, particularly from Terminals 1 and 2, were expected to be delayed or cancelled, an airport spokesperson said. A report said an issue with the power supply affected the airport and a number of other buildings. Power has been restored, but the impact will affect services throughout the day, the report added. So far, passengers are advised to stay away from the airport and that the power cut had affected baggage and security systems. It is gathered that passengers could only board their flight with a cabin bag because of problems with the baggage system. The airport spokesman said passengers due to fly from Terminal 3 could come to the airport as normal unless advised otherwise by their airline, but could be affected by delays. In sports, for a brief moment on Saturday, Belgian master Kevin De Bruyne looked like he was about to drop a bombshell on his country when he started talking about leaving the national team in a good shape for when he moves on. It would have been terrible timing for De Bruyne to announce he was hanging up his international boots after an stunning performance in their 2-0 win over Romania, when he netted his 28th goal for Belgium and was instrumental in keeping their Europe 2024 hopes alive. After a few moments of puzzlement among media, De Bruyne quickly clarified that he was not really thinking about whether it's the end of the road for him. De Bruyne, 32, was involved in just about every move in what was a brilliant showing for Belgium, and it took him 80 minutes before he finally cracked it. Belgium were ahead after just 73 seconds with Romelu Lukaku teeing up Joris Telemans to fire into the corner. They were insatiable in the pursuit of a second with Lukaku. De Bruyne, Dodi, Luke Bakio and Jeremy Doku determined, relentless and combining seamlessly to threaten the Romanian goal throughout both halves. De Bruyne got there in the end, latching on to a long ball from goalkeeper Quen Castells and prodding home as to send an army of thousands of flag-waving red-clad supporters into a frenzy. Two-times champion Andy Murray will miss Wimbledon after having back surgery. Following a victory after a Lexi Poprin at the Queen's Club Championships in his 1000th tour level singles contest, Murray withdrew due to the injury while trailing 4-1 in the first set of a second-round match with Jordan Thompson on Wednesday. The ongoing issue was aggravated by Murray's participation in the French Open and leaves the former world number one out of Wimbledon, where he has won 2 of his 3 Grand Slam titles. Murray, 37, breathed new life into his career after having hip resurfacing surgery in 2019, but has struggled to make the later stages of a top tournament and recently had to deal with an ankle injury sustained at the Miami Open in March. The Scottish double Olympic gold medalist had previously said that it was unlikely to continue playing next season and it would be a fitting end to his glittering career if he bowed out at the All England Club or the Paris Games. Wimbledon runs from July 1 to 14, while the tennis competition at the Olympics will begin on July 27. That's the news on the hour. I am Barikumo Ado. Thanks for joining us.